into like the teachers union, even though you're not a teacher, but they'll lump you in there, and so that you can get all of those benefits. But there are still places that are, you're like a stipend, but like you're a salary, you're like kind of in this weird middle ground. You know that going into it, and really, if that's okay for you now, like fine, but know that you should be pushing for these things for yourself, okay? Like, I'm just saying from personal experience, for me at Canton, I didn't need health benefits because I'm married. I have that through my husband. I didn't need that, so it wasn't a priority for me at the time. But when I left, I said, look, you're not going to find someone like me to fill this role. You know, you're going to have to offer these things that they weren't offering initially. So again, for the benefit of the profession and for you guys, fight for those things, okay? And look for those things to be included in your overall package. DJ, if you even...
Do you trust me? How much do you trust me?
All right, that's all I wanted to say about that, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I saw a question up there before, maybe it was on a different slide.
Oh, yeah. I was just trying, I was looking over
No,
to
that's
see if
okay.
I covered
About
everything.
the health insurance, of staying on your parents' health insurance.
Yes.
I was just curious about that. If you do go for a job and they do offer their own health insurance benefits, like, how does it work? Like, do you necessarily have to, like, go on to those benefits, like, take on those benefits, or go on to that health insurance, or are you allowed to stay on your parents' health insurance?
The law is right now that you can stay on your parents' health insurance until you're 26.
Okay.
I think your parents probably want you to pay for your own.
Well, I don't know. I don't know some of the work.
I would say it's not a company question, it's a parent's question.
Well, no, I don't know, because like my parents' health insurance, it doesn't matter if you have 4 or 5 people on it. If it's a family plan, like even if I was to go off of it, it doesn't. The rate doesn't change. So I didn't know how like it would work.
I would actually play devil's advocate for that, because I was kicked off my parents' insurance when I was 19, not by them, but by the state. And it actually negatively affected them. They ended up having to pay more after I was kicked off of it.
That's why I was just wondering.
And I mean, at my age, I'm still a student. I'm still young enough. My salary is below $20,000 or whatever the cutoff is. I don't pay anything.
Right.
So it might actually be beneficial. You might not have to. Or you
I hate it.
And if you're a student, you can defer. Yeah, it rolls into taxes as well for parents and everyone. So, you know, I mean, that would be, I agree with you, it'd be more of a family question. But aren't they discussing that as well?
It's on the table,
As far as the age of how that's going to work
I never heard that.
seriously cut the wings.
And the other, sometimes companies will even, and this isn't a common thing, but it is out there, sometimes organizations will actually pay you not to be on their health insurance. So if you have a spouse that has health insurance that you can go on instead of, then they might actually, it might not be the whole premium that you would have been paying if you were on theirs, but they might give you a little something, say, that you're not on the health insurance. So definitely ask the company what the options are, and then talk to your parents about what your options are there too. Because that's definitely a good conversation to have. It's a lot of money. Health insurance is the second highest expense next to salaries for us. I mean, our salaries are, the cost of paying people is going to be is typically the highest expense of any operation, and health insurance is the second highest expense of that. It's a lot of money. And I mean, I think the minimum coverage is like almost $5,000 a year for the state stuff. Mass Health, it's like almost $5,000. So it's no joke. And that's just for an individual. If you have a spouse or something like that, it's going to be at least double that. So.
Okay.
Any other questions? I think I went over a lot of these just talking about them, but is there any